good idea of what you are looking for, then you got a pretty good idea of what you will find. You don't have to go so very far these days to find yourself a made-up mind. Oh, the man-made man, he is driving big shiny wheels way too fast down a rainy stretch of road. You know the story, you know how this one turns out. Wheels up in the dark and cold. Wheels up in the dark and cold. But those kids down in the square are dancing like they just don't care. They know it all washes away in the morning rain. In the morning rain. Now we can ride for a while on this big blue wave of plastic and petroleum and sodium light. Oh, but chickens run in circles. Circles are getting smaller, and the fox is in the town tonight. The foxy's on the town tonight. But those kids down in the square, the ones from the first chorus, dancing like they just don't care. What if they know it all washes away in the morning rain? In the morning rain. Billy Butler, things sure do fall apart. If you could only see that rough beast slouching now, because our middle has no center, our up has got no down, because we ain't got no brains, no how. Because our rifle's got no safety, and because our barn has got no door, and because our old man has got no coat for when it snows, because that has got no this, because this has got no that, because the emperor has got no clothes. Look at us, no clothes, but those kids down in the square, always dancing, never do care. I think they know it all washes away in the morning rain. Those kids out in the streets, they have raised up their hands. Look, they're moving their feet. I think they know it all washes away in the morning rain. In the morning rain. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's really, really good to be here. I've spent the last 20, 25 years traveling around North America and Europe, playing little pubs, little coffee houses, little clubs, rooms not unlike this. Some people go to the synagogue. Some people go to the woods. Some people go to a shrink, and they think everybody should. Some people go crazy in plain sight on the streets of the neighborhood. I go, Some people go to Washington. Some people go to the moon. Some people go to a timeshare on the shores of a secret lagoon. Some people go the whole distance. Some people go out way too soon. I go, Some people go for a nice sandwich. Some people go for a song. Some people could go on forever, and some already gone on too long. And some people go and they put their heads in cryogenic stasis. Some people go too long without getting laid on a regular basis. Some people go Allahu Akbar. Some people go Namaste. Some people go peace be with you. Some people go way hey hey. Some people go I know exactly what God thinks about you, no matter what you say. I go And some people go to the tavern, and some people go to the church, and some senators go into Airport Johns and they get their reputations besmirched. And some people go from the altar and they leave someone in the lurch. I go And some people go by bicycle, and some people go by truck. Some people go for the ladies. Some people go for lady luck. Some people go har, har, har. Some people go nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. I just go Some people go from home to work to home, watch some TV, brush their teeth, call it a day. Some people wish they had that life. Some people have that life. And all that some of them can think about is, how can I get away? And some people, they go lightly, and some people go heavy as hell. Some people go, all of this could be better. Some people go, this is all just as well. Some people go to the mountain, they get their souls rung like a bell. I go, Some people go, all will be well, and all will be well, and all manner of things will be well. I just go, Thanks very much. This is probably one of the few venues where it makes any sense to throw in that quote from Julian of Norwich. Or maybe not. Well, 10 or 12 years ago, my brothers and sisters started cranking out babies, cranking out the next generation. And I'm a letter-writing kind of a guy, and so I took it upon myself pretty much the day any of those little ones, and there's a lot of them, any of them was born, I would start writing them letters, just across the first couple, 3 years of their life, from wherever I was in my far-flung travels. I knew that infants can't read, but what I was really after was I wanted to give the adults that they would be in the middle of this century some picture of the world that we all lived in when they were babies. That's really all I was after. And I would tell them about where I was traveling, and I would tell them sometimes about some of the ideas that I'd encountered coming from people that I'd met. And right in the middle of all this, I met an astrophysicist named Vlad. I play a gig every summer at the National Youth Science Camp in Bartow, West Virginia. It's a gig that takes place in a cave. And that's where I met Vlad, and I asked Vlad a pretty simple question. And Vlad actually gave me an answer. And as he was telling me the answer, I realized that I needed to get his answer out into the world. And so I made a record called Letters from a Flying Machine, which includes songs, those two songs I just played, but it also has 3 or 4 letters, sort of prose pieces written in the form of letters. And this is called Vlad the Astrophysicist. The reason I call it Letters from a Flying Machine is because, I don't know about you, but I don't have any time anymore. My time has just been swallowed by the 21st century, and the only time nowadays I have to write a proper letter is when I'm on an airplane. So nowadays my letters sound like this. 4th of December, 2009, over the eastern seaboard. Dear Adeline, far below The long evening light is fleeing the mountains of Nova Scotia. With any luck, I will get some sleep in the sky tonight and wake up in Ireland. This summer, for reasons that are too complicated to go into here, I found myself sitting behind a motel in remote West Virginia with an astrophysicist from the Czech Republic named Vlad. Now, Vlad and I see each other every few years, and we get along famously, probably because I love astrophysics, and he loves music, and we love beer. In fact, we had found some beer at a gas station, and we were drinking it and talking as we sat in the middle chairs there behind the motel where the river goes by, looking up at a huge West Virginia sky full of stars. Vlad, I said, I've always wanted to know the answer to this question, and you strike me as the only guy that I'm ever going to meet who can give me an answer. So, lay it on me, pal. Are there intelligent civilizations out there other than ours? And if there are, why have they not contacted us? Vlad looked at me over his glasses, and he said, that is two questions. The first question is easy enough to answer. The answer is yes, many, hundreds. Given the abundance of stars and the abundance of amino acids wherever you look in the universe, very likely many civilizations have arisen. No, second question is the only question that matters and is difficult to answer. But here is my best guess. You must use your imagination. And he held his hands out at shoulder width and he said, I want you to imagine the universe is only this big, only the size of a beach ball. I mean, universe is not spherical, but you must go with me on this. Now, imagine all of time, 13.5 billion years from Big Bang until now. Imagine that takes only 5 minutes. On that scale, consider us. We are intelligent civilization, yes? I mean, we make radio waves, rocket ships, baseball, Great Wall of China, bluegrass, Bach sonatas. Yes, clearly intelligent. The only question is, how long do we last? Another 5,000 years, do you think? Another 50,000? Another 5 million? It does not matter. On the universal scale that I'm asking you to consider, those lengths of time are all identical. They look like this. Psst. He looked at me to see if I understood what he was saying. Every human who has ever lived and will ever live, everything we have ever made and will ever make. Psst. He paused to let that sink in. It sank in. So he said, here is universe. And again, he gestured to define the space. And here are all those intelligent civilizations which arise in universe. They go here. Psst. Then here. Psst. And then here. Psst. You see? They never meet each other. Time is too long. Space is too large. I mean, sure, maybe it happened that once simultaneously right next to each other, two civilizations sprung up, and they met each other, and they had war. Or let us say they had peace. Let us say they had arts exchanges, intergalactic libraries. They are all dead now, too. In all likelihood, at this moment, we are alone. And by the time the next inevitable civilization arises, we will have been gone for a long time. I looked back at the sky, and Adeline, I probably don't need to tell you that although the stars were the same as they were a minute ago, they looked different. And I couldn't think of anything to say for a moment. And then I said, Vlad, would you like another beer? Anyhow, Adeline, the word came from your household that this is the week you began lifting your head up all by yourself. and looking up at those faces that hover over your crib, and occasionally favoring one of those faces with a smile. You keep up the good work. Love, Uncle Peter. Thank you.